Welcome to Carter's Corner Pocket, where we fuel the rocket. Today, I'm talking GameStop grifters, ex-Bed Bath & Beyond grifters. You know who it is, the PP Show, whose whole show is predicated on GameStop CEO. Say it again, GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen, swooping in to save their failed, delisted investment. It's not happening. Alright guys, let's get into it. GameStop right now at $11.60, up at about 3.5%, over 10% this week, which is cute. We're still in this giant falling wedge on the macro. Look at it. When these meet, the MACD is going upwards, the stock price is going downwards. There's bullish divergence. When these meet, GameStop stock price is popping upwards. Get to the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Talk to me then. As for now,
you're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or
still to be happy about?
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? No, I don't think so. Okay.
Definitely not finished, not even close. So don't get too excited.
He's Urban Cowboy, Grease, and Saturday Night Fever, the best movies of all time during that time frame. So then we parlay that into, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, and his.
That's how you know who I watch. The next recommended video, Morantz. Shout out to Morantz since he's up on the screen. What a beast. Doing it for 3 years, staying straight. If you follow his advice, buy, collect every day, accumulate, man, you'll never get got. You'll just have a great cost average basis, accumulate a ton of shares, and put in your work. Diamond hands. Let's go. Morantz is my inspiration for starting to make videos, as he has someone that inspired him. Ralph Castaneda, he said, I was watching his videos. If you go back and look at his videos, he talks about Ryan Cohen becoming the CEO 3 years ago. No wonder Morantz liked him. Back to this, PP Show. Misinformation.
As these things drop, man, I'm more convinced that we were right all along.
I mean, it's not too crazy to think that if Ryan Cohen really wanted to pull this off properly and have essentially the bear side triple down, quadruple down in their positions, get cocky and essentially short this thing into oblivion, the way that you do that is you make the whole fucking world think that you bailed out on this company, you sold the stock, and you have nothing to do with it anymore. I don't think that they were...
Letter to the board from RC Ventures. Dear members of the board, I'll skip the first sentence. We have carefully assessed Bed Bath's assets, balance sheet, corporate governance, executive compensation, yada yada yada, talking about how they've failed on their 170-page cover the waterfront plan. The company struggling to reverse sustained market share losses stems from long share price declines, navigate supply chain volatility. Meanwhile, the company's named executive officers were collectively awarded nearly $36 million in compensation last fiscal year, a seemingly outsized sum for a retailer with nearly $1.6 billion market cap. It is important to stress that we do not place significant emphasis on any one quarter or any one year when evaluating a business. We do not criticize a board of directors and management team when they are quietly laying a foundation for future growth and value creation. To the contrary, we are maniacally focused on the long term. So if he's maniacally focused on the long term at this point, you know he's maniacally focused on the long term with GameStop, especially having $1 billion in cash. Even if he were not trying to improve the business, GameStop has enough cash to stay in business for many, many years. The issue at Bed Bath is its highly publicized and scattershot strategy is not ending the tailspin that has persisted before. During and after the pandemics, Nadir, and the appointment of Chief Executive Officer Mark Triton. As evidence, we point to the company's disappointing shareholder returns and perpetual underperformance across the relevant time horizon. Look at this. Bed Bath vs. S&P, down 43% 1 year, 3 years down 11, 5 years down 55%, 10 years minus 70% return. Ridiculous. Almost 2.5 years into Mr. Triton's tenure, Bed Bath has underperformed the S&P industry index by more than 58% on an absolute basis, and looking at approximately 29% decline in full-year sales from pre-pandemic levels. In the most recent quarter, core sales dropped by 14% year over year, and same-store sales dropped by 7% year over year. These results cannot be solely blamed on the pandemic when other retailers are nearing or exceeding 2019 sales levels. That is why we feel compelled to scrutinize the viability of the company's extremely ambitious and widely touted strategy. All right, we're going to get into this. This is PP Seeds and Bill Pulte's event in Florida, where they charge people $500 during this whole escapade, whatever the hell it was, with this fake meow helicopter that he did not fly in here, just got up, went in a loop, came back and landed like the pathetic self he is, because he needs that attention. That's why he gives out money on $20 here, throws $20, hoping for people to follow him and bless him and praise him so that he gets notoriety. That's all he wants. And you know it. You can tell he's not sincere. Go look up that car donation video he did, posing the person that received the car, because he doesn't care about the actual giving. He only cares about the cameras and where they're at. Look at this. PP Seeds, Kais Malej, his little pets. They got to ask him the question before they ask Larry Cheng. They probably lied to Larry Cheng to get him on here talking about GameStop. They're using Bill Pulte and his billionaire status to get Larry Cheng here. He even says that's the only reason he's heard of it, because it came across his feed because Pulte's name was mentioned. All he wants are PHM shareholders or people to fight his fight the way GameStop fights the fight. But we fight for our own individual selves. It just happens to be that we collectively want the same thing. Let's go. Let's look at this little pet of Pulte.
Yeah, had you heard of the PP show before tonight or no, Larry?
I have.
Oh, really?
About his father, can you tell us, some things that you heard from him about his father?
I think it's best for Ryan to talk about his father. All I can say is that his father is an inspiration to him.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. All right, anyone else? Yeah, had you heard of the PP show before tonight or no, Larry?
I have.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I think.
What do you think about the PP show, Larry?
Honestly, I didn't know much, but I think I saw Bill. You went on it once, right?
What's that? Say that again.
You went on it once.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yes, I think that's where it came across my radar.
Very good.
I just have a question pertaining to Ryan Cohen. It's
Ask me first. That was the thing.
Ask me first before you ask Larry. Pet. And just to say, there's that other grifter, Houston Wade, who was GameStop initially, now Bed Bath & Beyond, anywhere to get notoriety. He just lost a ton in GameStop options. Funny as hell. Don't play options, kids.
all right. So based
And
off
feel free not to answer it. This is very generic, but still.
So based off, you know Ryan Cohen's humor and things like that. In your opinion, and again, you can't speak on behalf of Ryan Cohen. Do you think he likes the PP show where we slap people with dildos, things like that?
Oh, come on. I don't think he can answer that.
I've never specifically asked him about that, so I can't answer.
Right on.
Well, thank you for being such a good sport. We really appreciate you, Larry. Thank you for coming. You have an
Larry had to cut it off after that. Have some decorum, man. You're interviewing a billionaire, board of director of GameStop, closest associate to Ryan Cohen. And that's the question you ask him? No wonder nobody takes you serious. No wonder nobody listens to you. Looking like Stephen Hawking if he could walk. Let's move on. Bill Pulte, you're sorry too. Let's watch PPC simp for a spot with Bill Pulte in his upcoming event. That last event, he charged people $500, and he claimed there were about 250 people there. So $125,000 of retail investors' cash that they've already lost money in Bed Bath & Beyond due to your grift that kept encouraging them to dump their money in a worthless stock full of private equity, controlled. Now look at PPC's beg Pulte in the most pathetic way, using his grandfather's passing, saying he loved the show and it would mean everything if he could join him for his next event.
So in terms of Atlanta, I know that you are running an event in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a lot of fun too.
Yes, and as you know,
it's gonna be wilder than the December event.
Oh yeah, right. As you know that, from us talking for a long time, my grandfather was very supportive of this show. He loved seeing the very first event we did in Florida. Unfortunately, my grandfather has passed, and my family has just been, really coming to me saying, asking me about Atlanta, things like that. So tonight, I'd like to directly ask you, Bill Pulte, if I can co-host Atlanta for in terms of in honor of my grandfather. Would you allow me to come to Atlanta and co-host the show with you, Pulte?
Of course, as long as you don't slap me with the dildo. Right. Slap Cheng with the dildo.
All right, no fucking dildos. All right, and
you can bring them. Just don't. Sure, yeah, I'd love that. That'd be great. I mean,
all right, I'd love.
I think you could keep the energy up if you're serious about it. I think you could keep the energy up, and I think I think it's gonna be pretty wild. I mean, we're gonna come up with something.
You can bring the dildos? What? Are you serious? See how pathetic that was? Using his grandfather and his family to ask him on a live stream in front of everyone if he can come and co-host? Pathetic. You do that over the phone. You call the man and you talk to him and you ask him. You can clearly see on his face. He only came to Bed Bath & Beyond. He doesn't believe in you. Doesn't believe in your stock. He just wants your people to fight, his own CEO Ryan Marshall fight. He's pathetic. Or invest in PHM. He just wants to get you guys because y'all have lost your stock. Y'all have lost all. Y'all need to go on to a new stock, and he wants it. What's this? And these are all recent streams too, so this is truly what they believe. Listen to this. Bill Pulte putting the old man down gently. What inning are we in, Bill? Bill knows what's up. He knows this stock is done. He knows there's no hope. He can't tell him. Look at the old man. ABC. I respect my elders, but this is just too funny.
ABC, do you have anything to chime in here with Pulte or Ping? Okay.
No, I'm enjoying. Good to see you, Bill. What inning are we in, brother?
I mean, it's getting close to the 8th inning. That's why you don't see me very happy.
Are we losing the game right now, Bill?
What's that?
Are we losing the game right now?
Definitely down. We're definitely down. Again, I didn't get any information from Cohen about any of this stuff, and I don't want to represent anything, and I don't know whether he's involved or not. That's genuine. I don't think Icon is, as I told you. Who knows? Who knows where this all goes? But
he just said he doesn't think Ryan Cohen is involved. He doesn't think Carl Icahn is involved. This is 1 month ago. He just told you straight up. He doesn't fit your narrative. Maybe his fake bond that he owns that you praise him for. Bill Pulte owning bonds on Bed Bath & Beyond. Listen to this. Pathetic.
I think reaching out to you saying if you could give us an update on your family's bonds, because for some reason on the show, I don't know how I forgot to ask this, but how many bonds does your family actually own in monetary value?
It's a great question. First of all,
I'd love to know.
Out of the bonds, so there's that. I'm not going to say for a lot of different reasons how much bonds we have. It's just not productive, and all it does is open me to more attacks. But I have them. It's the right time, maybe I will. I mean, I probably.
It's not productive to say that. For you, it's not productive to get people to follow your narrative, to let them know that you have 1 or 2 bonds, which is barely anything, which is nothing, just to say that you can. Just to say that you hold them, just to get his whole community to hold them. That's the whole point of these meet and greets, to get you more followers, Bill Pulte. Peepy's just your simp. It's pathetic. I never simp over someone else like that. Here's some more false narrative information that they push, saying Ryan Cohen is involved with Bed Bath & Beyond.
It's the truth. It's bullshit, okay? And enough is enough. I'm telling you, fellas, there has to be something here placed under seal. There has to be a reason why Ryan Cohen did not come out and specifically say, look, fellas, I sold. I got nothing to do with Bed Bath. You guys are all fucking nuts. And let alone Larry Cheng coming on the PP show to state that our group of individuals are going to be more influential than fucking Goldman Sachs themselves.
That's PR.
Let me say something. How the fuck can a group of individuals be more influential?
Stop it. Get some help.
You disclosed a 9.8% stake in Bed Bath & Beyond in March of this year and urged the board to adjust the company's strategy. In August, you sold that position. Why?
I have a standstill with the company, so I have to be careful what I say. So I'll speak more in generalities. My views of the business clearly changed, and I was highly critical of the strategy and the strategy in the letter that I put out. In general, it's rare to see a company go from aggressively repurchasing shares to losing a lot of money. And so, when I saw that and I saw the results, my views changed of the business, and ultimately I sold.
Straight up, right there. Changed their strategy. He didn't agree. He sold his shares. The end. He said it right there. I like this. Anyways, they asked Larry Cheng about Ryan Cohen and what he's like. I just thought it's useful to hear what Larry has to say. Maybe the one useful thing that ever came out of this.
Can you maybe tell us your favorite thing? You work with Ryan Cohen very directly. You were his money and Chewy. What's your favorite thing about Ryan Cohen? Let's start there.
Ryan is as contrarian as they come. So he's an independent thinker. He is not afraid to buck the trend, as you all know. And he is such an original contrarian thinker. And so it's inspiring to be around that. So he's one of a kind in that respect. So that's probably my favorite thing.
Love it. And again, I'm keeping it very generic, but you feel free to tell me what or what not you'll answer. I mean, these are like softball questions, but I think everybody in this room loves what I'm about to ask, which is, what is he like interpersonally working with him? So, everybody has all these different conspiracies and they have all these different things. And then, people are trying to do stories on him. You're actually somebody who's credible, who works with him day to day, week to week, month to month. What is he like when you're dealing with him interpersonally? What is he like to work with?
It's kind of funny when some of the articles would come out about him with pictures of him in kind of this foreboding suit in a dark room. I would text him and say, that picture looks ridiculous. And I would say Ryan is actually quite humble and open-handed as a person. And so he listens, but he's very directed in what he wants to do. So, and
is he funny? Is he funny?
He's a funny guy. He's actually rather understated. And so he's funny, but understated, very humble. And don't imagine a foreboding, huge, ominous figure. That's not Ryan Cohen. He's very customer centric and just a very independent thinker, as I mentioned before. So that's how I would describe him.
Love it. What other?
He's not focused on Bed Bath & Beyond or any swooping in and saving your delisted stock. He's busy trying to solve customers' problems, complaints. You know, he's on Twitter. He's scoping everything out. He's making sure things happen. He is doing customer service himself. The CEO is doing customer service online at all hours of the night.
GameStop is different. We inherited a bunch of legacy everything and underinvestment across the entire business, people, the entire technology stack, just decades of neglect. And so it's hard to turn around a brick and mortar retailer that's under the kind of pressure that GameStop was and continues to be under. But that was also part of the attraction going into GameStop, was that a transformation the likes of GameStop was really unprecedented. And
he's a contrarian thinker. That's what he's here for. This is what he's been working on. Technology stacks, you know, everything that's been outdated, neglected for years and years by private equity on purpose so that the company fails. He swooped into one company. That company is GameStop. Remember, maniacally focused on the long term, just like I am.
Once I'm CEO, I with Chewy, and I guess this is just my work ethic and the way that I am. If I'm the CEO, I'll basically work myself to death, and I can't control myself. I'm an extremist, so I didn't want to put myself in the same position. I learned my lesson after Chewy, and then I have to control myself.
This is what the CEO has been doing. CEO of GameStop, that is. Their own brand, CandyCon controllers, GameStop's credit cards, revamping the whole website, the entire website. It flows smoother. The app flows smoother. Coming out with our own line of headsets, docking stations, batteries, earbuds, mice, keyboards, everything, memory cards, whatever you need, accessories, cases, cables, coming out with our own product lines. CandyCon controllers. I went to my nephew the other day and showed him it. I gave him a gift card for his birthday. Guess what he's buying? CandyCon controllers for his Switch. Look at all the different options, customizing it. And they have way more product merchandise. Watch this. You need an air purifier? We got that. We got it. Come to GameStop. Come to GameStop over here. Get your discount with your pro membership. Air purifiers, medical grade. Over here. Earbuds. Watch this. Before, we only used to have a few items. Sorry, here. Watch. We got Beats headphones, earbuds. Look at this wide array of choices for people, for everyone. We have many, many more items available for purchase. Ring light, I bought for my wife for her podcast. She wants to do a podcast. Look at this. I bought this for my nephew. He's amazing, has amazing artwork. This is an overhead streaming device, so he can record all of his artwork and post it online. I bought this for my wife. It's a huge tripod that stands up, ring light, everything. All these products we never used to have. Now we have it. And I'm going to end the video with this. Here we go. This is the mentality that they act with. And this is the mentality we need to have. Realize it. Real eyes recognize real lies.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss. They're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt? Nope. Well, how about this one? Are you kidding? How about this?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back.
Does anybody else want to stay?
I'm way out of line. Out of pocket. Peace.